ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यां भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। 3.5.13 सा श्रद्धा नश्य विवर्धमाना वृत्तिम् अन्यत्र करोति पुंसः हरेर्पादानुमिष्टिनिर्वृतस्य समस्तदुःखाप्ययमासु धत्ते। सह, those topics of Krishna or Krishna Katha, Shraddhaya Nashya, of one who is anxious to hear, Vivardhamana, gradually increasing, Viraktum, indifference, Anyatra, in those things than such topics, Karoti, does, Pumsaha, of one who is so engaged, Harehi, of the Lord, Padanusmrati, constant remembrance of the Lord's lotus feet, of the Lord. Nivartasya, one who has achieved such transcendental bliss. Samasta dukkhaha, all miseries, apayam, vanquished. Asu, without delay, dhate, executes. Translated purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. For one who is anxious to engage constantly in hearing such topics, Krishna Katha gradually increases his indifference towards all other things. Such constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna by the devotees who has achieved transcendental bliss vanquishes all his miseries without delay. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुषमिलितमेनं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति सुपदन्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सागन रघुनाथं विद्यन्तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपति गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। सा श्रद्धा न से विवर्धमाना। नमो ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुषमिलितमेनं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति सुपदन्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवां च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान् विद्यन्तं सजीवं साद्वैतं। My God, I think I am utterly confused today. I don't know why. If I have done all this, please excuse me. So I'll read the translation. I don't know. See, because so many things have happened within a short period of time, so Vijay Madhav is confused. So Vidura beautifully opening his mind to his guru, because they say you should not hide anything from a guru and a doctor and a lawyer. Hide nothing. Because whatever they hear, according to that, they'll give the prescription or answers or enlightenment. So, Vidura is saying, anyone who's anxious to engage constantly in hearing such topics of related to Krishna Katha precisely, he said that will janyatyasu vairagyam, increases in different toward the other things. Janyatyasu vairagyam, the vairagya develops. Vairagya means anything and everything that does not lead one the remembrance of Krishna, working for Krishna, they are to be given up or they fall out automatically. No individual required. Such constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna by devotees who has achieved transcendental bliss vanquishes all the miseries without delay. Now, miseries are adibhautik, adidevik, adhyatmik. And miseries are only felt if you have the body. If there is no body, there is no feeling of pain. Now, how it vanquishes the misery is because the devotee, unlike Prahlada has exhibited, that anything happened to him, he didn't really care. Because he never considered himself as a body. And when you are out of bodily experience, none of the things ever influenced him with the pain or pleasure. He was constant. In all his life, he just got angry once. When Bali was bound by the Brahmasapa, he didn't like it. But within a moment he came to know that, oh my God, Krishna, whatever he does is the benefit for that individual being, and he becomes satisfied. So the miseries will go off. Titikshavaha karunikaha suhrda sarvadehinam ajata satru santavaha sadavaha sadhubhushanam. We should consider, I have no enemy, but I may have caused some anxiety in someone's mind, anxiety by my behavior. So we feel sorry about it. Ajata satruha, and anybody who becomes ajata satru santavaha. So here the translation, transcendental bliss vanquishes all the miseries without delay, because he never thinks that he has any enemy. And if there is no enemy, or if nothing belongs to me, so even if I lose it today and tomorrow, no feelings at all. So that Vidura is conveying his heart, revealing fully his mind, so that he can get best of the answer from sage Maitreya. Prabhupada says in Anvasa commentary, we must certainly know that on the absolute plane Krishna Katha and Krishna are one and the same. So when tomorrow you visit anybody's temple, any pilgrimage place, you see any deity, don't consider they are the deity made of woods or brass or marble. They are Krishna. Or anybody reciting Krishna Katha, doesn't matter what clothes he's wearing, what tilaka he's wearing. If he's talking about Krishna, he is also Krishna. Prabhupada says, the Lord is the absolute truth, and therefore his name, form, quality, etc., which are all understood to be Krishna Katha, are non-different from him. Bhagavad Gita. Athva bahune tena kim jnatena Arjuna. Vishtabhyam idam Krishnam ekansena sthito jagata. He said, all this, everything is, what you see is one fragmental part of my splendor. It means everything is Krishna. So we should consider anything that is connected to Krishna directly and indirectly is Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, being spoken by the Lord, is as good as the Lord himself. When since a devotee reads Bhagavad Gita, this is as good as seeing the Lord face to face in his personal presence. But this is not so for the mundane wrangler. All the potencies of the Lord are there when one reads Bhagavad Gita, provided it is read in the way recommended in the Gita by the Lord himself. One cannot foolishly manufacture an interpretation of Bhagavad Gita and still bring about the transcendental benefit. There are many commentaries of Bhagavad Gita. We say Krishna was a great politician. He was a mystic. He was just a role in Mahabharata to teach the lesson. Nothing more than that. He's just a part of it. Nobody knows he's the origin of it. Nobody knows he's the compiler or the protector or the deliverer of all this scripture. They simply think he's one of the character appeared. So how they can understand? And Gita saying, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna saying, Pitahamasya Jagata. Jagata means all caste, color, creed, and geographical situation. Mata, he who has given them the birth. Dhata, the grand desire. Pitamaha, and everything I am. So, if we understand Bhagavad Gita the way it has been revealed, then it becomes very easy. Prabhupada intentionally, knowingly, after even having 256 translation of Bhagavad Gita available when Prabhupada had gone to the West, he named the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Bhagavad Gita Yatharup. As is spoken, not what I feel and what I think. And what after discussing we come to the conclusion. Even million people come and argue about Krishna and then give an opinion, that is insufficient because Krishna is saying himself. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate characharam. Now you have the million people sit, can they comprehend that it is Krishna who has put all these things in motion? They are working under his control? I believe not. Some of may, generally will not. Prabhupada says, all the potencies of the Lord are there when one reads Bhagavad Gita, provided it is read in the way recommended in Gita by the Lord himself. One cannot foolishly manufacture an interpretation of Bhagavad Gita and it will bring about the transcendental benefit. Even such as Chinmaya Swami, he speaks in Bhagavad Gita, but never say Krishna is God. He is a personality. He is a charismatic personality. He did so many things, but not recognize him as God. Prabhupada further says, anyone who tries to squeeze some artificial meaning and interpretation from Bhagavad Gita for an ulterior motive is not sardadhanaha pumsaha. One engages anxiously in bona fide hearing of Krishna Katha. Such a person cannot derive any benefit from reading Bhagavad Gita. However, great scholar he may be in the estimation of layman. The Sardadhana or faithful devotee can actually derive all the benefits of Bhagavad Gita because by omnipotency of the Lord, he achieves the transcendental bliss which vanquishes attachment and nullify all concomitant material desire. Only the devotee by his factual experience can understand the import of this verse spoken by Vidura. So we should also try to learn Bhagavad Gita as it is presented by Srila Prabhupada, not giving our own interpretation. Generally, sometimes we carried away. For such devotees, there is no such things as material existence, and the much advertised bliss of the Brahmananda is like a fig from the devotee who is in the midst of the transcendental ocean of the place. We have heard about Brahmananda, Paramananda, Shivananda, Vishayananda, and Dharmananda. We have already talked about, so we'll not say. Let me take the second sloka also, because today I have little time, so you will give me 2, 3, 4 minutes extra is okay. तान चोच्चय शोच्यान अविदो अनुचे अनुशोचे हरे कथाया विमुखा न घेन शृणोति देवो अन्मिस्तस्तु येषाम् आयो वृथावाद गते स्मृतीनाम. Tan, all those, socha, pitiable, sochan, of the pitiable, abhidha, ignorant, anushoche, I pity, harihi, of the Lord, kathayam, to the topics of vimukhan, averse, agne, because of sinful activities, kshinoti, decaying, deha, no, devaha, the Lord, animishaha, eternal time, tu, but, yesham, of whom, ayuhu, duration of life, bratha, uselessly, vada, philosophical speculation, gati, ultimate goal, smritinam, of those following different rituals. Translation purport. O sage, persons who, because of their sinful activities, are averse to the topics of the transcendental and thus ignorant of the purpose of Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, are pitied by the pitiable. I also pity them because I see how their duration of life is spoiled by eternal time while they involve themselves in presentation of philosophical speculation, theoretical ultimate goal of life, and different modes of ritual. Prabhupada says, according to the modes of material nature, there are three kinds of relationship between human being and the Supreme Personal Godhead. Those who are in the mode of ignorance and passion and averse to the existence of the God, or else they formally accept the existence of God in the capacity of an ordered supplier. Above them are those who are in the mode of goodness. The second class of men believe the Supreme Brahman to be impersonal. They accept the cult of bhakti in which hearing Krishna Katha is the first item, as a means and not the end. Above them are those who are pure devotees. Pure devotees means Ananya Bhaktaha, Phananya Bhaktaha. Ananya Bhakta means those who do not worship Surya, Indra, Vayu, Varuna, Chandra, Kubera, etc. They are known Ananya Bhakta. And Phananya Bhakta means who does not know who is Surya, who is Indra, who is Chandra, who is Vayu, who is Varuna, who is Shiva. They don't know. One, they don't worship. Ananya Bhakta. And Phananya Bhakta means they don't know whether they exist. Like the gopis of Vrindavan, they did not know anyone else except Krishna. That is the beauty. Prabhupada says, they are situated in the transcendental stage above the mode of material goodness. Such persons are decidedly convinced that the name, form, fame, quality, etc. of the personality of Godhead are not different from one another on the absolute plane. For them, hearing of the topic of Krishna is equal to meeting with him face to face. According to this class of men who are situated in pure devotional service to the Lord, the highest goal of human life is Purushartha, devotional service to the Lord, the real mission of life. Now, at the moment, the goal of our life is to make money, to save money, to have the property, to secure the future of our dependent. That's the goal of our life. Nothing more than that. But actually, goal of life is to revive our original Krishna consciousness. So upon leaving this body, we can go back home, back to the Godhead. पूत सपूत तो क्यों धन संचय, पूत कपूत तो क्यों धन संचय. पूत सपूत, if you have a good progeny who is a devotee, क्यों धन संचय? What is the need to accumulate wealth? कूत पूत कुपूत तो क्यों धन संचय? But the progeny of the son, if he is a third class demon, then also what is the need of saving money? पूत सपूत तो क्यों धन संचय, पूत कपूत तो क्यों धन संचय. So we are misdirected. We don't know what is the aim of our life. Many of us even feel 1 hour is too much, man. In a day, 1 hour is too much. Whereas we have heard, we may have given the lecture. Krishna says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anushmara. Sarvatra and sarvada. We find difficult. When we are sitting in Vrindavan looking at the watch, the 8:45 is the time for prasadam. And if any Swamiji and Prabhu have taken a little extra time, so within 1 minute, 10 times we look at the watch. Within 1 minute, 10 times look at the watch. Because the Krishna Katha is not giving us the joy. Many are sitting there because they have done prasadam. So before that prasadam will not be served. So let us sit there. क्या फर्क पड़ता है, बैठ जाते हैं. But that is not the real purpose of life. Furthermore, the impersonalists, because they engage in mental speculation and have no faith in the personality of Godhead, have no business hearing the topic of Krishna. Sometimes they may do aparadh and forget about Vaishnava aparadh. What happened if the Vishnu aparadh? What will happen to such people? We are hearing this morning in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought that I being one among them, they are doing many offenses, many papas. Now how to elevate them? But if I take sannyasa, then because of the sannyasa order, they'll offer their obeisances, and in that way, I will finish all the papas that they have done so far. How merciful. Such persons are pitiable for the first class pure devotees of the Lord. The pitiable impersonalists pity those who are influenced by the modes of ignorance and passion. But the pure devotees of the Lord take pity on them both, because both waste their most valuable time in the human form of life in false pursuit, namely sense enjoyment, mental speculation, presentation of the different theories and the goal of life. I will just tell you one nice story. There was a very rich man. He had a progeny, but he got one disease that he will pass the blood while going for a stool. He went to the many doctors and specialists in the foreign countries. Somehow they couldn't get cured. So by the will of providence, one day there was a katha going on. He just went to the katha, and after the katha he inquired from the Vyasasana to Vyasa, not Vyasadeva, Vyasa. Vyasa means he who expects. That's not Vyasa. We are also doing a rituals of Vyasa. Not Vyasadeva, we are Vyasa, we are also expanding. So he said, sir, by the will of the providence, by the mercy of Krishna, I am well placed. I have a name, I have a fame, I have money, I have progeny, everything at my disposal. But I am suffering for the last 1 or 2 years that physically I am not well. What should I do? What is the remedy? The Kathavachak said, have you tried all the options? He said, yes, sir. Every option. Whosoever told me to do anything, whether it is Ayurvedic and allopathic and whatever you may call it, but I'm not getting cured. So Kathavachak said, can I ask you one question? Please reply if you think you want. If you don't want, just forget it. He said, do you think you may have done some Vaishnava aparadh? He thought for a second. He said, no. He said, do you think you may have robbed somebody and they may be crying out of it? He said, no, I have not robbed. But yes, I had driven away my sister-in-law from her home because as soon as my brother passed away, she started claiming the property. So I checked her away. I said, no, you cannot. So I am here, I am the guardian. I'll take care of it. So Kathavachak said, can you do me a favor? Go to your sister-in-law and tell her, that's okay, forget about what I have done. But for your maintenance, I'll give you a sum of some rupees to you. So since he was a big man, he accepted the suggestion. He went to his sister-in-law, apologized from her, asked for apology, and said, because you are one among us, I'll give you some money. And came back. After he gave the first installment, second installment, third installment, he felt that his disease is getting cured. Again, fortunately, the sadhu Vyasa was again in another village. He went there to thank him, to giving him that the medicine that he gave, that is working. So he went to that Kathavachak again and said, sir, thank you very much for giving me such a nice medicine. So he said, okay, can I ask you a question? He said, yes. He said, when I told you to give something, when sitting in front of me, how much money you thought? He said, yeah, that time I thought 1,000 rupees a month. And then Kathavachak asked, but how much you are giving? He says, sorry sir, I will not tell a lie. I am giving only 800 rupees. Kathavachak laughed. He said, if you would have started giving 1,000 a month, you would have cured completely. Now you know what happened? He felt very much ashamed. From next month, he put the money 1,000. 1 or 2 or 3 installment. He thought 75% of his disease is cured. Again, he went to the Kathavachak, saying, sir, I have carried out your order by giving the money what I want to give. And Kathavachak says, how's your disease? He said, roughly 75 is okay. That fellow said, can I suggest something? Kathavachak, can I say something? You call her home and give back her property. He thought, oh my God, can I do that? Should I do it? Is it right? Is it wrong? But Martha kya na karta? His disease were making him sleepless night and very bad days. He decided. He called out. He went to the Micah, called out sister-in-law, please come home. That home belongs to you. She came and he gave the property that belongs to the brother. And you will not believe, within a matter of another 1.5 months, he was completely cured of his disease. So sometime in a material life, unintentionally, we suffer the consequences, the action we have taken. Sometime directly, sometime indirectly. So the lesson, the gist of the story, make sure in any way, karmana mansa bacha, we don't offend anybody, even within the mind. And if you do that for maybe, let us say, few weeks, few months, you see how we enjoy our devotion. How we enjoy our devotion. Otherwise, in the present day that we are studying, we even feel this 1 hour, 1.5 hours is too much to play with. So this what is. I will tell you one more story. There was one poor fellow, he had a lot of goats. He will sell the goat to make money. So somehow or other, the thieves or dacoits in that village, they came to know that maybe this man has a lot of money at his home because he has sold many the goats. So one day they found him, evening he is returning home. They caught him up, put the bullet, the pistol in his head and say, give all your possession, otherwise we'll kill you. Now you choose whether you want to live or you want to die. So this man replied, give me 10 minutes to think. They say, 10 minutes to think between the life and death? Is he a lunatic? He said, okay, give your decision within 10 minutes. Otherwise, we'll kill you. Now this man sat quietly. He started thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. When 10 minutes are over, he called out these thieves. Oh, come here. Okay, I agree you kill me. For a little possession, you want to lay down your life? He said, yes. He said, why? And how? He said, this money I have kept for my old age. Now, if I give you the money, how will I survive my old age? I will die. Without food, without water, without any possessions, I will die. So why should I die miserably? You kill me now. I want to die. Understand? The philosophy is that the man must think what is good for him. To die now or to die without having any money and begging in the street. So Krishna has given us the intelligence. Let us use it. Let us become Krishnais. But in any way, in a remotely, do not offend, even he is not an initiated devotee. Even he is from other religion. You may talk, but not in an insulting way. Put forward your point, not boss over. Put forward a point, but paranipathena. And then let us see, you will enjoy your devotion. Anandam badam, anandam buddhi, vardhanam pratipadam. So, this is the gist today, that let us practice what we can. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.